In the quiet alleys of Marrakesh, Angelina Jolie wandered alone, dressed in simple linen and a wide-brimmed hat. She was visiting the city for a humanitarian project, but had carved out a few hours to explore its winding souks and hidden treasures. In one corner of the bazaar, a small, dimly lit antique store caught her eye. Its faded sign read, "Timeless Secrets," in ornate lettering. The shop's interior was a labyrinth of dusty shelves, filled with relics from countless eras and cultures. Angelina's fingers grazed a weathered globe as the storekeeper, an elderly man with piercing eyes, emerged from the shadows. "Looking for something special?" he asked in a voice that carried both charm and mystery. "I don't know," Angelina replied, scanning the shelves. "Maybe something with a story." The man nodded knowingly and led her to a glass case in the back. Inside was a parchment, brittle with age and marked with intricate symbols. "This," he said, his voice dropping to a whisper, "is said to be a map to a hidden treasure in the Atlas Mountains." Angelina raised an eyebrow, intrigued but skeptical. "A treasure, you say?" she asked, leaning closer. The man chuckled. "It's probably just an old tale," he admitted, "but even tales have truths buried within them." She decided to buy it, captivated by the mystery. That night, Angelina spread the map across the ornate table in her riad, the flicker of candlelight illuminating the cryptic markings. It wasn't just a simple map. It included riddles written in Arabic, French, and an unfamiliar script. Intrigued, she began researching the symbols, her curiosity turning into obsession. She discovered that the map's origin dated back to the 15th century and was linked to a secret society of scholars and explorers. The markings seemed to point to a specific region deep in the Atlas Mountains. Something about the map tugged at her, a sense that it was meant to find her. Determined to uncover the truth, Angelina contacted Tariq, a local historian she had worked with on her humanitarian projects. Tariq's eyes widened as he studied the map. This could be real," he murmured, tracing the lines with his finger. "Legends speak of a hidden library built by Berber scholars, filled with knowledge that was thought to be lost forever." Angelina's heart raced. "A library?" she asked, excitement and disbelief mingling in her voice. Tariq nodded. "If it exists, it would be one of the greatest discoveries of our time." Without hesitation, they decided to embark on the journey. The next morning, Angelina and Tariq set off, accompanied by 2 guides and a mule loaded with supplies. The trek through the Atlas Mountains was arduous, the rocky terrain and thin air testing their endurance. Along the way, they encountered villagers who shared stories of strange lights and whispers in the mountains. Some warned them not to go further, claiming the place was cursed. "Do you believe in curses?" Angelina asked Tariq as they camped under the stars. Tariq smiled wryly. "I believe in stories that hide truths," he replied. After days of hiking, they reached a hidden valley that matched the map's description. There, nestled against a cliff, was an ancient stone structure, overgrown with vines. The air was thick with an eerie stillness as they approached. Angelina's breath caught as she pushed open the heavy wooden doors, revealing a cavernous room filled with towering shelves carved into the rock. Scrolls, books, and artifacts lay scattered, untouched for centuries. "It's real," Tariq whispered, his voice trembling with awe. As they explored, they discovered manuscripts detailing advanced knowledge of astronomy, medicine, and mathematics, centuries ahead of their time. One book caught Angelina's eye, a leather-bound volume with her mother's name scrawled in the margins. "This can't be," she murmured, her hands shaking as she flipped through the pages. It contained journal entries and sketches identical to those her mother had drawn in her youth. "Your mother was connected to this," Tariq said, his voice filled with wonder. Angelina felt tears prick her eyes, overwhelmed by the realization that this discovery was more personal than she had imagined. Their excitement was cut short by the sound of footsteps echoing through the hall. A group of shadowy figures appeared, their faces obscured by scarves. "You shouldn't be here," one of them said in a cold tone. Tariq stepped forward, trying to explain their intentions, but the leader raised a hand to silence him. "This knowledge is dangerous," he said. "It was hidden for a reason." Angelina, despite her fear, stood her ground. "Knowledge isn't dangerous," she said firmly. "It's what we do with it that matters." After a tense standoff, The leader finally relented. "Take what you found and leave," he said. "But know this, once this knowledge is out, it cannot be undone." Angelina and Tariq gathered as many manuscripts as they could carry, their minds racing with questions and possibilities. As they descended the mountain, Angelina couldn't shake the feeling that they had only scratched the surface of the library's secrets. "What now?" Tariq asked as they reached the base of the valley. Angelina stared at the horizon, her resolve hardening. "We study, we protect it, and we share it with the world." Back in Marrakech, Angelina worked tirelessly to preserve the manuscripts, partnering with historians and archivists to ensure their safety. The discovery became a global sensation, sparking debates about the ethical responsibilities of uncovering lost knowledge. Despite the challenges, Angelina remained steadfast, using the discovery to advocate for education and cultural preservation. Years later, she returned to the Atlas Mountains, this time with her children, eager to show them the place where history and destiny had intertwined. For Angelina, the journey wasn't just about uncovering the past, it was about shaping the future.